Yo, what's going on, guys? Dr. Ethan Turner here with the Fantasy Headliners. First, let me say thank you for all the likes, the comments, the kind words you guys had for my first solo video last week. We hit both of our like goals, so I do have a couple draft guides to give away today. First up, we got Daniel Caskey. Really love this comment. I'm a big Batman fan, so anytime I get called the Doc Knight, I'm going to love that. And then we got David Eakley, who's a Finns fan. He's looking forward to seeing Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill play together, and I can say that we're all kind of looking forward to that. So those two guys need to be emailing info@thefantasyheadliners.com, and you've got a draft guide coming your way courtesy of the Doc. But this week I wanted to switch it up a little bit because I'm talking about rookies. I'm going to be giving away my own personal guide, the rookie injury guide. For every 250 likes we get on this video, I'll be giving away a rookie injury guide, and for every 1,000 likes this video gets, I will give a draft guide away as well, because I just love giving stuff away. Okay, but not to take you guys up any longer, let's jump right into it. My top 5 rookies that you need to be drafting in redraft this year. Okay, guys, first up here, we got Tyler ALLGEIER. Now, this is a name that many of you guys probably haven't heard of yet, but he is playing for the Falcons this year. They took him in the 5th round, and he's got prototypical size at 5'11", 224 running back. And the thing I like about ALLGEIER is I really feel like he has a really strong first and second down running back. He had 23 rushing touchdowns last year at BYU, 13 the year before that, so he knows how to get it into the end zone. And the team has already come out and said that they want to dial back Cordero Patterson's role. And I think the reason they want to do that is because they want to utilize Tyler ALLGEIER as that kind of grinder in between the tackles. And the thing that fits in well with ALLGEIER and this system is that it's actually the same type of system as what he ran at BYU. He's a good zone runner, and that's what head coach Arthur Smith, who organized the second best running system during his 2 years at Tennessee prior to coming to the Falcons, wants to run. He wants to run a zone, and I think that Tyler ALLGEIER really fits the mold of what Arthur Smith is looking for in a running back. And ALLGEIER is just an absolute steal right now in drafts, going outside the top 50 running backs taken, even though he is in line most likely to take over the first and second down roles at a minimum in this Falcons offense. So Tyler ALLGEIER, really loving the value you're getting for him in drafts this year. Up next at number 4, we got Jahan Dotson. The thing I love about Dotson is that he's currently going outside the top 60 wide receivers in ADP, and Dotson is ready to produce at the NFL level right now. He's a very polished route runner. He's got really reliable hands. Last year at Penn State, he had 146 targets, which is just, he's just a total target magnet. And the thing with his season last year is that he really kind of excelled across the board. He was top 20 among all college wide receivers in catches, touchdowns, and receiving yards last year. The dude is absolutely a baller. And if you want to be a baller, make sure that you're using the code headliners at our friends at Manscaped, getting 20% off and free shipping if you use the code headliners at Manscaped. Keep those balls looking good. Okay, but let's go back to Dotson here, because Dotson is currently in line to be the wide receiver 2 on his own team behind only Terry McLaurin. If something happens to Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson going to step into that wide receiver 1 role. And I think that he is in line to be that wide receiver 2, because the team, the head coach, and quarterback Carson Wentz have both already, kind of stood up for Dotson, said that they really thought he was doing well in camp and in rookie camp. They're really impressed with how polished he is right now. And I just expect, that he probably isn't going to be a wide receiver 1 from the start, but I do think that this could be a situation where at the end of the year, you're looking at Jahan Dotson with 100 to 120 targets as the wide receiver 2 in this offense. Another guy that I think is going to absolutely excel this year at the wide receiver position is my guy at number 3, TREYLON BURKS, currently being drafted as a wide receiver 4, despite the fact that he is most likely going to be his team's wide receiver 1 for the season. Okay, you're getting a little bit of an injury discount with TREYLON BURKS. He has a really nice frame, really solid athlete, but he did deal with some asthma during the rookie training camps, and so fantasy teams are a little bit concerned about that, and the fact that he does have a little bit of an injury history as well. But the thing is it doesn't matter, because he's still going to be the wide receiver 1 for his team. Some people are arguing Robert Woods. He's dealing with his own injury stuff. But don't forget, the team traded A.J. Brown because they could get TREYLON BURKS. And so I think they're going to use TREYLON BURKS in a similar way, probably not to the extent that they were using A.J. Brown, but I do think that TREYLON BURKS is going to get a lot of opportunity as a rookie, and he is currently one of the cheapest wide receiver ones for his team that you can get in fantasy drafts. And that's something that I personally am always looking for when I'm, in fantasy drafts. I want teams' number one wide receiver, even on teams that I don't expect to pass a ton, because I want that opportunity that they could, absolutely explode as a wide receiver in an offense that maybe isn't known so much for passing the ball. Up next at number 2, this is probably the cheapest pick that I made. This is the easiest one that I made, and that's BREECE Hall, currently going in the late 3rd, early 4th rounds of drafts, the perfect RB1 if you start your draft wide receiver early. Let's say you grabbed Cooper Kupp or Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, and you want to come back in the 3rd round and get an RB1. BREECE Hall is definitely a guy that I would be targeting. Hall was the best pass catcher of any of the running backs in this year's draft class, 82 catches across 3 seasons at Iowa State. He also racked up nearly 4,000 yards on the ground over those 3 seasons. Okay, the Jets spent a prime draft pick on him. Okay, 38th overall, early 2nd round. That's where we've seen guys like Nick Chubb, guys like DeAndre Swift. So they believe that BREECE Hall is a workhorse type of running back. So even though they still have Michael Carter, I think BREECE Hall is going to take 60 to 65% of the team's workload out of the backfield. And if you just go back 10 seasons, the last 10 years, okay, at least one rookie running back has finished inside the top 15 each of the last 10 seasons. And this year, I feel like BREECE Hall has the best chance to do that. So last up here at number 1 on this list, this one is just a no-brainer to me. It's Drake London, okay? If you're looking at just his box stats from college, they're going to be a little bit misleading because he only played a max of 8 games in each of the 3 years he played. But if you look at his per-game stats from last year, dude was straight up just annihilating teams. 11 catches, 135 yards a game, average, both. 11 catches a game. And that's not for some little guy that's just racking up, little dink and dunk passes. This is a dude that's like 6'4". He is an absolute monster. He comes into an offense that doesn't have a wide receiver 1, Calvin Ridley out for the year with his suspension. London has a profile that just screams instant fantasy success, okay? He was an early declare. He has outstanding size. He was a top 10 draft pick, okay? Exceptional yard after the catch ability. And also, he was rated number 1 last year in contested catches among all FBS receivers. So even if there is a defender on him, he still finds a way to catch the ball. And just a list of a few of the guys that had similar profiles to this coming into the league: Julio Jones, Calvin Johnson, AJ Green, Mike Evans, Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper. These are all dudes that excelled their first year as rookies for fantasy and just for their team, coming into the league. So the thing about Drake London that I love is that you are still getting a discount for him. Okay, he's going currently outside the top 36 wide receivers this year. So absolutely, you must be going and getting some Drake London on your squads, even if you're taking him as a wide receiver 3, or let's say you go running back early. Drake London is a dude that I'm absolutely targeting all the way across the board. You want some Drake London on your fantasy teams this year. So that's it, guys. My top 5 rookies that you need to be drafting this year. Again, every 250 likes this video gets, I will be giving away a rookie injury guide to somebody in the comments. Go ahead and comment down below who you think the rookie that you're going to be drafting the most this season is. Go ahead and let me know. And then again, every 1,000 likes we get, I will be giving away a headliners draft guide as well. That's it. That's all I got for you guys this week. I'll see you next week. Peace. I'm a headliner.